Welcome back everyone. Today I'm going to be dehydrating a bunch of blueberries in the Luvele Breeze Dehydrator. Now this is an excellent way to treat blueberries during berry season, but the really great thing is that you can do this when berries aren't in season as well, and that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be using frozen blueberries, but of course, if you're in berry season right now, maybe you've been berry picking and you've got a glut of blueberries, then you can use those as well. And there's some really good tips on how to condition fresh blueberries for this recipe on the blog, so check that out. So this is very straightforward, and at the end of the dehydrating time, I'm going to show you how to turn some of the dried blueberries into a blueberry powder using our good friend, the Vibe blender. So I've got a bunch of frozen blueberries here, and that'll be enough to load up 3 whole trays in the Breeze Dehydrator. As I said before, you can use fresh blueberries if you like, but you will need to pierce the skin or even cut them in half. Check the blog post out linked below for more information about that. But let's move on with these frozen blueberries. There's no pre-treatment necessary with these ones, which is awesome, other than just to thaw them out and get them as dry as possible. So I've just laid them out over some paper towel, and then I'm going to load them straight into these trays. If you're making the blueberry powder, then you will find that you get a little bit of a color variance depending on which kind of blueberry you use. We find that wild blueberries produce a brighter, more vibrant color, and the regular blueberries produce a really nice color still, but it is a little bit darker. Load up the trays with silicone mats and then spread the blueberries evenly over the trays. If you don't want purple fingers, then use some gloves to avoid this. Make sure there's a bit of space between all of the blueberries to allow the air to flow through. Then you can set the machine to 60 degrees and for 8 hours to start with. Depending on the size of the blueberry, the type of blueberry, and the humidity and weather on the day that you dry them, you might need to extend the time. Start with another 8 hours and see how you go. The level of dehydration is completely up to you, but if you do want to turn the blueberries into a powder, they need to be extremely dry. So I'm back now to check on the blueberries. It's been 30 hours of dehydrating. It took a little bit longer just because we started with fairly large blueberries, and it is really humid over here at the moment. I'm going to take out all of the really dry ones and turn them into a blueberry powder using the Vibe blender. With the ones that are still a little bit chewy or tacky, I'm just going to put them into one of these vacuum canisters and keep them aside to sprinkle over the top of granola or to just snack on. Before you make the blueberry powder, make sure that the blueberries have cooled down completely. To make the powder, put all of the dried blueberries into the blender jug and blend on nut mode. It'll take around a minute, but check after 30 seconds to make sure it's not clumping together. You can then pour it into a jar straight away, or if you want a finer powder, then sift it first. If you want to know a bit more about how to store the blueberries and blueberry powder so that you get the most out of them, then head over to the website. We have a blog post specifically for this recipe with heaps of tips and tricks on how to condition the blueberries so that they last the longest. 2 really great end products out of the humble blueberry today. These whole dried blueberries are the perfect sweet snack, and this blueberry powder is so versatile. It's the perfect natural coloring for your frostings or your smoothies. It's loaded with all the good stuff, and the color is so vibrant you're going to want to sprinkle it over everything. We hope you give this one a go at home. Let us know how you go in the comments section below, and if you haven't already and you'd like to see more of our recipes, then hit subscribe so you don't miss out. And if you liked this video today, then give it a like for us, and we'll see you again next week with another great recipe.